They're descendants of that kind of upheaval in the Mediterranean around 1300 BC, 1100 BC period. When there was a lot of problems in the Mediterranean. And they came from the Greek areas. Mycenae, you can tell from the pottery and from the metal implements and things like that, archaeologically, might have been found. Now, Abimelech is a Hebrew name. Abi is my father. Melech is king. My father is king. The name means my father is king. Melech, king, Abi, my father. Av becomes Abi when you put a possessive next to it. Av is the singular, and then Abi is my father. You can say Avot is plural for father, or Abot. Could be Abot or Avot. Because B and B are interchangeable in Semitic language. Anyway, he meets this representative of Abimelech, and they're having some issue between them because of the border and tricking. No more trickery, says this representative. I guess that's just a continuation of the story about the wife, saying his wife's his sister. It looks like it's a continuation. I'll make a note of that. It's the first I've seen a continuation of wife story, I think. So they don't want any more trickery. So this is about trickery. So therefore they tell us, they take an oath here at this well. What's the problem? I haven't read this recently. Who's read this recently? What's the problem that they're arguing about in this trick situation? Any of you know? Can you remember?
Well, Abimelech's servants had seized.
Huh?
Apparently Abimelech's servants took one of Abraham's wells.
Okay, something about taking wells. And what about the sheep and cattle? No trickery going on there? Anyway, 7, you see, he takes 7 lambs as evidence that I dug this well. You know, wells are very important to Bedouin. So there it is. Sheva, you see, I told you, Beer Sheva means oath. The two of them swore an oath, but it also means 7 lambs. So then Abimelech went off. Oh, it does say the land of the Philistines there. So it is a continuation of that other material. Maybe there was more material that wasn't conserved, you see. You know, that other material back in, what was it, chapter was it?
There's a note at the bottom that says that it's a parallel with 26:15, and that has more.
Okay, well, we'll get to that, but this is a continuation like of chapter 20, isn't it, where they have the problem of the household situation. We'll get and see. Well, what chapter do they say there's this is a parallel?
26, verse 15.
Yeah, it's an Isaac story in the same place. Yeah, that's it. But we know the Isaac stories are being repeated in the Abraham story. Okay, and Isaac, by the way, there's almost nothing known about Isaac. He's a genealogical interlude between Abraham and Jacob. I mean, all they know about Isaac basically is the same story about Abraham, about his wife, the well, and the wife saying it's his sister and so on. Anyway, there's a tamarisk at Beersheba. Now, 22, famous story. God wanted to test Abraham. And this is another, I think, shrine story, because this is Moriah, Mount of Moriah. And the Mount of Moriah is ultimately what? The temple in Jerusalem. So this seems to be a story that having to do with why sacrifice either was initiated and human sacrifice ended, why we sacrifice on the temple in Jerusalem, even though he hasn't come into possession of Jerusalem yet. But the temple in Jerusalem was supposed to have been built on Mount Moriah. So, but now you who know Greek story, there's a Greek parallel to this story too. What's the Greek parallel to this story about the, if you know, the Trojan War? There's some tragedies written about the Greek general of the Trojan War, Agamemnon.
He sacrificed his daughter.
He wants to sacrifice his daughter Iphigenia, so that the Greeks are getting angry because they can't get moving and there's storms and stuff, and so he says he'll sacrifice his daughter, but he actually does sacrifice her in the Greek stories. Where'd you learn that? In a complete class? Or you just knew it?
I was learning.
Oh, you were? Whereabouts? Here?
No, I know that she's at Vanguard University close to me.
Oh, well, see, that's good. You got educated. Yeah, I'm impressed. See, it's easy to impress people if you know a little bit of culture, because the average person knows nothing. So you can easily shoot past the average person when you get a bit of culture. And I don't know if you want to impress the average person, but it's always nice to impress people. So you're already 2 steps out of the game with some of these stories. So if you get the Greek stories under your belt, you're hit a home run, huh? What's your major now?
I'm getting a master's in
English. So you took this class for fun, or as part of your, you can use it for your requirements there? Because we give graduate credit for this class if you sign up on the 500 level for it. There are some people, yeah, you can get 500 credit for it if you make some arrangements with the department office. It's possible. Maybe it's too late, but you can always see. There's no secretary left in that Religious Studies office, so I can't, I don't know. They lost their secretary. Okay, so God says he's going to test Abraham. He wants him to go and sacrifice his son Isaac, whom he loves, to see if he's faithful. This is a famous story too. Very tender story. It is, in fact, an Elohim story. It's about sacrifice, temple, place names. So, in fact, it's one of the better Elohim stories. But notice Yahweh is mentioned in it. 11, the angel of Yahweh called to the boy from heaven. Anyway, so they go up together, and the son keeps saying, the son doesn't know what's going on.